What makes you proud? Not what makes your parents proud or what makes your boss proud or what makes your kids proud, but when you think about your own life, what moments, what situations can you think of and say, I'm proud of me for that? 13 videos, 13 weeks, 13 questions, 13 challenges, 13 minutes, 13 seconds, week 3. What makes you proud? One of the biggest things for me right now is that I am proud of me for pushing through some of the stuff. There have been a few spaces where grief has taken over and been a pretty big threat to me showing up each day. Grief that I hadn't processed, grief that had piled up from different people. And I really do want to reflect and say to myself that I am proud of pushing through the stuff and creating space to process some of the stuff. Not all the stuff, but some of the stuff. So I am proud of the way that I have pushed through some situations recently, and been able to just keep doing, acknowledge that there are some things that I am facing, acknowledge there are some things I'm ignoring, while also taking all of the strength that I have, putting it together and showing up each day in the spaces that I need to. So I am proud of the way that I am pushing through. Yeah. This is one that has shown up in every video. I am proud of the way that I stay true to being like a quote unquote nerd. I don't apologize anymore for how I nerd out about the Bible. I don't apologize anymore for how much fun I have in the math classroom. I don't apologize anymore for the certain games that I play, even if they're to do with math and numbers. Like, I am proud of like staying true to who I am and the things that bring me joy. There are definitely moments where certain people will say things and I'm like, oh, am I weird? Am I supposed to change? Am I supposed to be different? But then I have to think to myself, at the end of the day, I'm living this life. Nobody else is coming into my body and living this life for me. So I have to do the things that bring deep, true joy to my life. And most of the time, those things are a little nerdy. And I think that's okay. So I'm really proud of myself for staying true to who I am more recently. I haven't always been in this space. There have been people, there have been situations, there have been roles that have tried to ask me to hold on to something that wasn't me, to let go of something that was me, to adjust who I was for a certain period of time, to accommodate for a certain situation. And I just can't do that anymore because it's so draining. Like, life already has things going on and there are people and situations and things you got to do. And there's already so much going on that when I get to the end of the day, I want to be able to sit in my own skin, reflect on what has happened throughout the day, and say, you know what, Danalia, at the bare minimum, you showed up as your full self. And having the pleasure of being in a school, being in a high school, watching students navigate life, figure out who they are. I think one of the greatest things that I can do for them, in addition to myself, is be an example of what it means to just be yourself. Be nerdy, be quirky, be loud, be funny, tell your bad jokes, like do all of the things so that they also see that they have permission and there are other people living out this world in their full selfhood. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Because it's so easy right now to fake it. It's so easy to put on this mask. It's so easy to try to be somebody else. We literally have people trying to make themselves like look like other people, and even sometimes other people who are fake. Like they've had different surgeries done, they've had different procedures done. So it's like, I want to be an example to those around me of what it looks like to live in the fullness of who I am. And it's hard. It's hard when an aspect of who I am is me having a really big heart that sometimes gets hurt. Sometimes it means doing things that people around me don't want to do, so I do them on my own. Like me, I'm gonna go bowling on my own. I will do an escape room on my own. I'll go to a board game cafe on my own, because just because somebody else isn't into the thing that I am into, doesn't mean that I completely just, I guess I'm not doing it anymore because they're not into it either. No, find joy, cultivate joy, find those spaces of peace, find those spaces of freedom to just be. The greatest example of that right now is I've always loved games. I've always loved game nights, things like spoons, things like Uno, things like Mafia. I've always loved those sorts of things, but I'm getting more so into the board game side of things. So I was into like Sequence and like Azul, but now I'm getting into like roll and write games. If you don't know what those are, I'll recommend a few. So Lost City, roll and write. What else is a roll and write? Twice as Clever is a roll and write. And oh my days, I feel like there's another one that I've been playing, but I forgot. Those two are good roll and write games. Parks, Write and Hike, something like that. I've been getting into roll and write games, and the cool thing about some of them is that you can play them solo mode. I've also been into duel games, so there's Splendor Duel, and then there's Lord of the Rings Duel. I've been loving those. I've just been doing those things, and the cool thing is that some of them have solo mode, some of them have apps, so I just get to play these things and they're really fun. Anyways, that was a very long rant about that, but yeah, doing things, being who I am to the fullness. That is something that's a lot newer for me. I've been to who I am to a certain percentage, but now I really want to live that out consistently. Yeah. What is another thing that makes me proud? This sounds weird, but I am really proud of my parents. I am really proud of the humans that they are. I am really proud of the way that they love other people. I am really proud of their honesty. Again, I'm an only child. I remember when I was younger, people would always come over to the house, and I'm like, do you guys not have your own house to go to? My friends would always come over to mine. I wouldn't go to theirs as often, and I'm like, do you guys not like me or something? Are you just using me for my home? And I learned later on, or more recently I should say, that the space I guess that my parents cultivated at home was one that I felt safe in and my friends felt safe in, so everyone just came to my house. So I'm really proud of those humans, the humans that came together and created me. I'm really proud of the way that my dad shows up in his ministry. I'm really proud of the way that my mom shows up, especially in her family. I'm just really proud of us. I think we're pretty cool. We don't ever get everything right. Don't get everything right. But I'm really, really proud of who my parents are and who they raised me to be. Because I am quite, you know how normally it's like 100% of a person, 50% of this person, 50% of that person? No, I'm 100% my dad, 100% my mom, and then just squished into 100% of Danalia. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But I am extremely happy and proud to be associated with both of them because I think they are phenomenal people who I would love to emulate. So, yeah, that's all. So, you know what's coming. I gotta find a spot though. Guys, I don't like the outside. This is just the situation today. Okay, let's find a good spot. I hope no one comes. I don't even know if I'm in frame. I really hope I'm in frame. Okay, so this week I'm inviting you to sit in this question, and I'm gonna sit down. Ooh, okay. What makes you proud? Have a good one.